This is Weird Renegade Witches Blog. Hit us up when you want some real motherfucking work done. Of course, you already know Wayward is about that revenge, redemption, responsibility, that spell work, that occultism. And you know I believe that art is occultism. Occultism is an art. And of course, lessons will start this month again. That's the 101, where it's more like I call it a class-based 101, which is separate from the work that I do with people. That's 101, which may include spell work, which is a separate frequency, or just doing work, period. Sometimes I get people who hit me up asking me, what do I do and whatever I do. I'm an occultist. What the fuck do you think I do, right? Anyway, of course, this video is more about me being at the Cupcakke concert. And you know, again, I got caught the fuck up where they said the concert would start at 7:30 and my ass get there at 7:30, think it's going to start at 7:30, and she didn't get on stage until 10:30. So I was there tortured with these 19-year-olds and up. Okay? So I'm going to get to that in a fucking minute. However, in my last video, somebody asked a question because I was talking about Cat Williams, and they felt that he was telling the truth as if I was calling him a lie. And they asked me the question of, what do I have against him? This is the shit I'm talking about right there with that tomfoolery. Why would I have an issue with him? I don't know that man. I'm just going by what the fuck he's talking about. What the fuck I know. What the fuck I'm listening to. That's y'all stupid ass problem as is. That's why the world works the way it works, because we get dumbasses saying dumbass shit like that. Anyway, I have some fucking questions. As you guys been distracted by this whole frequency of niggerisms of Nicki Minaj, whatever, and Megan Thee Stallion, Janet Jackson, and Beyonce's mama, nigga shit, right? Tomfoolery. But what have we been distracted from? Okay, it's raining right now, and it's windy. It's blowing. Just a couple weeks ago, San Diego was flooded like a motherfucker, which doesn't even make sense. But you know, for the longest time, they've been trying to get them out of San Diego. I guess the Mexicans and whoever else. So that means that they're trying to bring in something new in San Diego. And when people don't leave, either they burn you out or they flood you out and cause a natural disaster, right? Now, we would never think that really human beings would have some kind of control over weather. But if they're fucking around underneath the earth, doing all type of stuff, causing explosions and stuff, what the fuck do you think? They've let immigrants come in, and there's been all type of explosions. As you've been distracted, San Francisco, Texas, and New Mexico. Okay, they over there talking about in fucking New Mexico, they're bringing some kind of explosives in. They're over here letting immigrants in who's coming from the Middle East, who's been let out of prisons, and so on. Everybody talking about this arrogant ass Middle Eastern dude who done got to cross the border talking big shit, which is all orchestrated. But these are the people that's here as you're being distracted, right? They over there facilitating over there at the Mexican border Russians that's been sleeping at the border, staying at the border, and coming into America. They're also talking about that allegedly that a Russian government is also helping Texas and giving them firearms, allegedly. But we're sleeping, right? They're over there alleging that in with the cartel business that they have military style guns and arsenals. As you over here in their business, Nicki Minaj and what's her name, right? Megan Thee Stallion. I said what's her name because she shouldn't even be a factor. But however, a couple of days ago, in the sky, they had airplanes pushing out not chemtrails, but some kind of thick chemical based type of clouding, and it kept crossing. It was two planes crossing each other from early morning all the way till nightfall. And I said, okay, what's about to start? What's about to happen? It's a thick ass clouds. They pushing this shit out the airplane. Lo and behold, 2 days after that, the weather shifted. You have snow in the mountains. You could clearly see the snow. It is fucking 66-degree weather after they did that shit. I said, but there's snow in the mountains, but it's 66 degrees in weather. So it's been warm, it's been hot, just it's been hot, right? So anyway, now today it's stormy, rainy, and wind is blowing. I said, we so distracted, and these motherfuckers are fucking with the energies below and the energies most high, right? But you're distracted. You're so distracted, you're not tripping of how they've been busting these Indians, allegedly busting Indians who own hotels, and how the Indians been up there trafficking motherfuckers and hiding them underneath or in the basement, or having little club scenes in the fucking basement of the fucking hotel. You're so distracted, right? You distracted, right? And that they've been talking about the shit that's been going on in Canada with the hybrid Indians, Native Americans, the hybrid Native Americans, how they've been kidnapping them, raping them, sexually assaulting them, tying them up. Indians, allegedly. And this shit is going across the board. When you really research a lot of these hotels and motels, a lot of the Indians own that, especially in San Francisco, especially the ones that be on like 6th Street and all that shit. They own that. What you think is going on? Who in the hell do you think owned a lot of those hotels when the pandemic was going on and locking people down, and they sat up and entertained, drugging up the fucking people up in them hotel rooms, locking them up and giving them drugs? Who you think owned those fucking hotels? Who you think is alleging how they talking about the underground medical world and some of these facilities, who own them, and what's really the fuck going on? But we're distracted. We are so distracted that the governmental energies, and I guess it's called eminent domain force of eviction, that they've been going on these reservations, and I'm going to talk, because I talked about it before, but really going on these reservations, evicting the fuck out the hybrid Native Americans, tell them get the fuck off the property. Then reneging on the McGritt law, that on the reservations they have their own, I guess, judicial system. Then it makes you wonder why they sitting up there telling you Negroes that you don't come from the universal soul of America, because you get to own the property, but also create your own judicial system that is outside of what this litigation system that we're in. Look it up. I may be saying it wrong, but you understand the scope of what I'm saying. Okay? But you're distracted. You're distracted with shit that has nothing to do with nothing. Is all this mess going on? We so distracted that we not peeping that the Democrats and the Republicans are both playing games, and they're both full of bullshit. Trump and that. We don't know who that is that they call Trump. I'm just telling you the truth. How many more documentaries are we going to look at with them having the Trump face on a poster board saying this man's dead, allegedly? What the fuck, when that alleged Kanye West did that video and they had Trump in a fucking like incubator with Kim Kardashian, all of them sleeping. How long are we going to sit up on this dumbass shit, look at that fake ass Kanye West and say that's Kanye West? How stupid are we? We're really condoning this? Everybody over here talking about 50 cents on that Ozempic. That is not 50 cents. When you look very closely, and I don't give a fuck if I'm wrong or right, that looked like a mask. Who is that petite dude? And people are talking about how frisky he speaks. Okay? They were like, he's pretty a masculine man, da-da-da. Yeah, we understand all the behind the door shit, but who is this? And doesn't this person seem shorter? I'm just asking questions. Shouldn't you ask questions? Okay. As we really go back to how stupid we were as Black people, how we sat up and created a culture behind the Kevin Samuels effect, but you have my spiritual constituents telling me the word on the street is that nigga was broke as fuck, couldn't even afford rent, living with fucking roommates. He had an energy on the internet. Motherfuckers came behind him, some Negroes, and dressed him up, cleaned him up, and created that whole Negro shit. But you fell for it. Now energies are coming up about RuPaul that he was just a prostitute up there looking like, what's her name, Stacy Q. Back in the 80s. It looked like when he was in his prostitution phase that somebody dressed him up and cleaned him up. Who are these people? What are they about? Okay. The 49ers won. They're going to the Super Bowl. I was like, oh, my sons were happy. They were like, we want to go to the Super Bowl in Vegas. I said, oh, okay, look up the tickets. Oh, no, Mom, we can't go. I said, how come? That $8,000. I said, you're kidding me. No, you're looking at some different seats. He just said, okay, we're going to go look again. They said they $5,000. I said, what the? That's okay. E40 and London Breed to be there rooting. But the rest of the 49er fans be up in them fucking streets cutting the fuck up. The real Super Bowl gonna be up in them streets. So then I was like, okay, whatever. I said, I haven't been into the 49ers since they left San Francisco and went to the South Bay to Santa Clara. I feel Santa Clara is not the frequency of the 49ers. And once you took it from Candlestick Park, it stole the soul from the frequency of the 49ers. That's why the 49ers been having bad juju. But I better not say that because we got these hardcore 49er fans that love to get on your shit and clown the fuck out of you like usual. But they what it is, what it ain't with them. Because a lot of them probably Johnny come latelys. They don't really understand the dynasty of the 49ers. And so anyway, my more energy is like, well, they don't even have any more soul. Once they moved the 49ers from Candlestick Park, which they could have just renovated Candlestick Park, but they end up moving them over there to the South Bay. Then it took away business from the small businesses over there, from people, making their money, even people who were living over there, Double Rock, selling stuff and so on. So they made sure to take business energy from San Francisco and the area, people, making their money in coins. And of course, they went and tore down the projects of Double Rock, but then rebuilt it into fancy steel projects. But then the last time I've been over there where Candlestick Park was, it was like a homeless encampment. So I don't know what it is now today. What I'm also very interested, because I was telling my son, I said, what anthem they gonna come up with this time? Then my son was like, well, what about E40? What is it? That 49ers shit or whatever he was singing. I said, that song is whack as fuck. And then we was looking on YouTube and this other person came out with something. Then Sweetie came out with something. And I said, are these people even from San Francisco? Nothing against E40 and Sweetie. I understand it's Bay Area, but what about San Francisco? Then, this person named Bailey the Champ. And I said, how come this is not the theme or the anthem or being pushed harder than that E40 and Sweetie shit? Because he's pointing at different parts of San Francisco. He went to Candlestick Park. He's showing the frequency of the fans. He's showing, was it Jamestown? When I was like, oh Lord, I'm getting reminiscing. But that should be. Go look up the anthem for San Francisco and look up Bailey. And I think it's the Champ. So I don't understand why they keep focusing on E40. And that sweetie shit, I said, isn't she from San Carlos or somewhere? But you know, she's all connected and somebody's cousin. And my son was like, why is she even singing about an anthem? She just made it about herself. Anyway, so I said, I guess we'll be staying home unless you guys just want to, because my son's and shit. I said, unless you guys just want to go to Vegas. But I told my son, I said, I want to bet. He said, Mom, you? He said, you don't bet. I said, I know, but I have a feeling. He said, well, you know, in California, we can't bet. I said, what? I didn't know that. He said, yeah, we would have to fly out to Vegas and make a bet. I said, that's what I want to do. I want to bet. Then he went into Capricorn mode. Then he was like, no, let me research it. Let me check it out. Let me see what's going on with that. You may not want to do the we got to see I said, I said that whole energy is going to be very interesting. I heard that Taylor Swift is going to be performing at the Super Bowl. I said, and I'm like, I'm not shocked. Once the 49ers won, I knew niggerisms was out the door. I knew Usher was going to be wherever he was going to be. I know what it is, what it ain't. Some people would think, oh, it was a surprise. They had to probably see, okay, well, we want this because you know that they throw games now. Well, okay, well, put that nigga over here. We're going to put her here. It's going to be all type of fucking rituals fucking around with some Taylor Swift with all that red going. Because I'm wondering, is the 49ers going to wear their black and red, their full red, or their white and red? I'm thinking they're either going to wear their black and red. They might wear their red. Depending on the ritual. They wear their white and red. That'll be very interesting. I'm just looking at the ritual. Because we already know what Taylor Swift is. See, they didn't sat up and created this Taylor Swift for the white crowd. Black people, y'all ain't got shit. Okay? So anyway, I was at that, Cupcakke concert and I got caught up again. And it's very interesting. I'm wondering, do Black people understand that you ain't shit on social media and you don't have any clout? You don't have any word. There is no Black Twitter. You can't cancel anybody. You can't make or break anybody. The only people that's out here making moves are Asians, Mexicans, and white kids. Who's on social media that's doing all that council culture, talking, and that it means something is them. There is no Black culture. It doesn't mean nothing. What I just seen, and you will see in the video, what I seen at that concert of who's running shit. The girl behind me said, why are all these middle-aged men here? And I looked around, so I peeped who they were looking at. One I learned, and most of them were Gen Zs to later millennials. I've learned the Gen Zs are the Antichrist. And they are an interesting group of individuals. But they create rituals. What I also understood about them is they are a subculture, some of them. There's these people, there's these white kids, and then there's the Black kids. The Black kids don't have a place. What I also learned by being in that crowd, they do spell work. And when I look at how they look at Black men, they want Black men in a bitch ass state. You think I'm crazy? You're like, what is she talking about? When you look at the video, you understand what the fuck I'm talking about. These kids remind me, some people say, honey, I shrunk the kids. I say poltergeist. These kids are cyber witches. They are cyber witches. They do cyber magic. They do cyber work. They live in their phone. That's why Temu is up there, who was created back in 2022. And they talk about how they done stole everybody's information with that poisonous, with the poisonous products they make, right? So I'm watching this and I was very intrusive. I was in their business. I enlarged my phone. I was trying not to do it too much, but I wanted you guys to see how they're at a fucking concert on their cell phones, how they're doing really wacky ass shit with a stuffed animal. And yeah, call me a prude. I am prude like fuck. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? When I told my son what they were doing, he was angry with me, saying I was being judgmental. So basically he was trying to Gen Z psychologically brainwash me, right, with his intellect, saying that I'm being very judgmental. And he was saying that I was comparing him to my era. I said, that's because we wasn't wacky. We were grown. We wasn't wacky. Then he went into what your era was on drugs. Your era was do. Your era was this. I said, but at least we got kids and shit. We got some kind of fucking wisdom. I'm up there watching these kids. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? These kids is just a whole sex subculture. And when you look at them, you're like, what the fuck? They were looking nerdy. Look, cosplay, furries, you guys will see it. Anyway, it went through a phase. Then whatever they call them, the opening act came out. This one open act came out. I don't know what the fuck. He couldn't sing. He was just a devil worshiper. He was just a Satanist. I'm being layman. He was just up there being demonic. He was changing his voice. I said, this nigga, what the fuck? Who cousin is he? What is he out here for? Oh, I get it. He's out here to pump up the crowd, to throw spell work, meaning satanic energy. That was number one. You guys will see that. And I got close and I was looking at his necklace. I said, he's a Satanist. Okay. Then the other group came out. They're under Lucifer. So the first guy, he's Satan. The second guy is under Lucifer. Flash your lights. Da 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 da. Then the third one, which is Chauncey, he's the devil. So we got Satan, Lucifer, the devil. He came out. He too busy doing ballroom. I said, how come the other people came out? They were all masculine. They were all men. How come he couldn't just be ballroom, dressed as a male, do his shit? Nah, he had to be completely feminine. Once he came out, the crowd loved him. And I will admit he was a good hype man, but my energy was, he's feminine as fuck. And I'm looking at the crowd. I said, that's a cold game, and that's a cold piece of spell work. And that's a hater ass energy too, to create this atmosphere of hella feminine black men like that. And when I was watching him, you'll see it, he was acting like a woman. He was touching on himself like a woman. He kept doing shit like a woman. He was turning around, showing his ass like a woman. I said, what the fuck is going on? I'm just looking at the crowd. I'm just looking at the feeling. I said, he still could have did what he did and just be male and still been some feminine energy. But what is all this, right? Then I learned twerking is really not a feminine energy. It's really for gay men and trans men. So we got women out here doing all this masculine ass twerking ass shit. Women don't even have any more, them young ladies, don't even have any more sexuality, sensuality, femininity, nothing sexy. They don't even know how to entice. They don't know how to do shit. That's why you got these old mangy ass men don't even know how to even fuck anymore. They stink and don't even know how to whip out that dick and throw that dick. I'm just saying it like it is. I hear it all the fucking time. So that's what's going on in this universal. So as you get to see, so then Cupcakke come out. I said, who is this? And who in the hell is that on social media? Don't get me wrong. She's a pretty good MC. I like her energy, right? But I'm like, who is this? Who in the fuck is that on social media? That's why I was saying social media is not real. It's not real. So you will see that in the video. So then more and more, I was thinking about when I was looking at my guilty pleasure Doja Cat, right? I said her ass was up there fake like she was painting and she was really using stencils. So I said she didn't tap back into Allison Coltrane. So she painting Afrofuturism like from the 70s. And then, but I think this particular live, we actually got the real Doja Cat with the big butt and the big thighs. You know, she's big on the bottom. However, what I had questions about was that big ass cat that was walking by with a fucking diaper. And then another cat that passed that was black and white. The black cat kept walking past with the fucking diaper. I said, why would this cat have a diaper? It's a fucking cat. All you gotta do is open the door, let the cat go outside. The cat go outside, use the bathroom. The cat will come back in. I said, what the fuck they doing with that cat? What do they do with that cat? I'm just saying, right? As we are distracted. But however, let me loop back to the Cupcakke concert. Let me say this. I don't believe that was Nicki Minaj going at it with Megan Thee Stallion. I believe that was an AI. I don't believe that was Megan Thee Stallion rapping. And I don't believe that was her talking. I believe it's all AI. But because you guys are under the tomfoolery effect, you believe anything. I don't believe that's Nicki Minaj. But what I will say is this. Kaya, Nicki Minaj, and the City Girls missing out on their for real money. They keep trying to niggerize, especially Kaya and Nicki Minaj. Kaya and Nicki Minaj, they have a whole crossover market. They have a certain age group that fucks with them, and those two ladies are really not tapping into it because who's ever behind them is blocking them. They're suppressing them, and these people love the City Girls. So I'm like, what is this niggerism? Megan Thee Stallion is for the niggas. Put her over there for the niggas. There's a whole other subculture over here that fucks with Kaya, Nicki Minaj, and the City Girls. That's include that interesting subculture that was there, which leads back into white kids. Okay? There is no discrimination with money. Money is money. Make your money. Who in the fuck is blocking these individuals from making their money? Because those kids knew Kaya's song from beginning to end, top to bottom. And I'm like, Kaya over here too busy fucking around with Trick Daddy sick ass who's on that fucking dialysis and renal failure, who looked like his whole life been sucked out of him, and he need to go on and get them kidneys unplugged and get under the procedure and see what the fuck is really going on, because they can reverse that whole kidney failure, because the kidneys are still working. It's just need to be the filters, what I get out of it. You have to read about it, because I read about it in the medical and stuff like that, allegedly. Something could be done with that, right? Because his life is being sucked away from him. Once they sit up and pull that blood out of you and then clean it and then put that shit back on you, it's stealing your soul. Stop arguing with that man. He's a sick man. He don't even realize that he can get help, right? Kaya need to be over here looking at her target market or whosoever is behind her so she can make that money, because they got all these niggas under the ranch. Okay, and the ranch ain't making them money. The ranch have them out there in slavery, have them in Dubai, like Tyrese, who got to pay that child support, bending over, getting shitted on, passports being stolen, eating feces and all that goddamn shit. You over there doing that. Meanwhile, I don't know what shit that is that have you guys under that type of control. They got Janet Jackson still out here trying to do concerts, and she grown as fuck. They need to go sit herself down. I'm just saying. Okay? There's money out here. There's people that fuck with them. Real shit, a real subculture. And all this nigga shit. That's why I tell people, don't go for that mentor shit. Don't sit up and pay for people to steal your ideas. If these people are not working one-on-one to build you up, build up your esteem, build up your frequency, build up your business, and give you great advice and see what your plan is so you could push yourself out here, hell nah. They'll sit up, listen to what the fuck you're talking about, steal your whole prototype, and the next thing you know, you got Tony Braxton and all of them that stole your fucking idea. Stop playing. Sitting down with these people talking about, yes, you could pay for a one-on-one advice for a business plan. Meanwhile, they're nothing but people just stealing your ideas. People didn't do that back in the day. They just did their business. Or they had mentors. Or they went to spiritualists or occultists. You people up here paying these people to sit down with them because you've seen them on social media and you go to their fucking seminars and you pay your fucking $10.99 to go sit and hear them talk about the same fucking shit. That's all a gimmick. That's nothing but a bean pie sale. That's why you guys be with this tomfoolery. Everybody else out here making money. And you guys are under nigga shit. Then you get niggas who try to niggerize you. They niggerize you because they humiliate you, they embarrass you, they put you out there. They say fucked up shit about you. And they tear you down. Once they tear you down and humiliate you, that's called niggerizing. And it's to pull you back into nigga. It's just a form of a mental, physical, verbal abuse of this best kind. So you have another subculture of niggas who's under niggerism. But you have these other subcultures who are really running shit. We're over here teaching our kids Hinduism, Santeria, and tarot cards, but you got a whole subculture doing spell work, helping energy to push to make your men feminine. They just take away all sources of energies from us. I had to rethink about Dr. Sebi. I said, I noticed when they killed off Dr. Sebi, allegedly, was he running from somebody? Was that $5,000 payment for something? What the fuck was that? But how come wherever his location was, it was a detox center for people who are on drugs, AIDS, HIV, whatever. Notice once that happened, all this HIV was running everywhere. People on drugs like a motherfucker high. People who were being detoxed. Wendy Williams fucked up. Remember when she said she had her son going to the detox center? That means his own people helped take him down. But do you notice that? All this drug usage, no detox. Giving people sour herbs. Children having strokes. Snoop Dogg's daughter allegedly having a severe stroke. What? Lupus. Black people, do you know black people been out of it since Dr. Sebi allegedly died? What is that? Y'all think I'm crazy. We out here condoning a man named Miss Nettie. That's a man married to a man. Dumbasses. Y'all condone anything. But you know what's very interesting? Y'all were mad at black women saying that they condone demasculinizing their boys. But y'all not talking about this? Y'all women, stop going out with these men. They rude. Be independent. Stop being dependent on these Negro men that think they doing something for you. And black women have always been independent and took care of their asses and been tricks for their asses, spending on their asses, supporting their asses. And now it's a trend to depend on the black guy. These niggas ain't shit out here. You gotta look, you gotta tell the truth. Do you really want to be taken care of by these new breed of men? Hell no. Get your own shit. And get the fuck up and get the fuck off and get the fuck out of Islam and all of that shit that suppresses the black woman. Stop trying to be a yada. I seen at a yada, the yada family. And all they do is have a whole bunch of material things behind them and regurgitating bullshit to you. And all you simpletons out there, like, oh, they really came up. They this, they that, they this, they that. It's just a millennial family. I can't believe what I've been seeing out here. Y'all so busy all up in that, but let's talk about some real shit here. Nobody's addressing the real shit out here. I seen this movie called Mother's Monster, and it looked like it was based out of DC and Maryland. And when I looked at that movie, I said, that's everything the people I work with fucking talk about. We're going to talk about black women for a moment. How we keep different abuses in secret and shame. Then we have millennials and Gen Z's talking shit. And understand there's a difference between black Gen Zs and these others type of Gen Zs, these whiter Gen Zs. Where is this really coming from? Because a lot of you get information off of social media, but you really don't understand what the fuck is going on. I'm just going to talk about black women for a moment. Do you want to know how embarrassing? In this movie, it was talking about being molested, and she was saying she was being molested by her grandmother. That's no lies. Black women, especially boomers and Generation X, we're going to talk about them, have been molested by cousins, female cousins, sisters, aunties, grandmas, and mamas. Shit, I know somebody that's a Gen Z, and she was on my blog talk about she was molested by her fucking mother. Then you wonder why black women crazy? You don't think it's some shame to that? Let's deal with that. No, you guys support people like Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels, who prey on that frequency, who know that frequency. Because I was thinking to myself, I said, we had Robert Townsend and the Wayans, who had a different type of energy and movie frequency. But it didn't move the way it really needed to move, because we really don't know the background of what that is. But they're putting a lot of money into Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels, because they are trauma-based motherfuckers. And they uproot the pain, especially in women. Just like church. Women go to church. The pastor uproots the pain. That's why you're seeing more and more women in church dating each other. But we're not going to talk about them same women in church that was molesting their daughters and granddaughters, their cousins, their sisters and stuff. Let's talk about that spell work. Meanwhile, they've created the gay mafia in Hollywood that you can't do shit unless you fucking a bitch, licking a bitch, or married to a bitch. You think I want to marry another woman? She'll get on my fucking nerves. I get on my goddamn nerves. But we don't want to talk about that. That's too much. We're too distracted. We don't want to get to the root of our problems. We got men who say that now they have fucking menopause. Yeah, we can't have it. You have women who turn themselves into men going into stores talking about they looking for sanitary napkins for men. You have black boys who want to fit into a frequency, but you got white and Latin and Asian kids that don't accept a masculine black boy unless he's feminine. Or the black girl have to have some kind of feminism to her, or she has to be subjected to racial slurs. Notice a lot of black boys who hang around others or even around each other now very feminine. All right. Anyway, let's talk fashion. The white people getting away from concealers and stuff, right? So they're talking about the new frequency of the Krylon glass makeup. It's more like a Krylon is more they use like in theater makeup, but really for like dramatic type of makeup. But it's this energy, I think it's called gloss, the Krylon glass gloss, and they used it up in the fashion show. Is it the McGirth or whatever? The liquid glass, where they put the makeup on the face first and then put that on top. And they say, and it's the shit, right? And Krylon is a good makeup when you want to use it for theatrical things or great cover-ups. But I found that interesting for Fashion Week, and that now they're getting away from the foundation. I guess you can't get away with that illusion if women start to go back and not use all that crap, right? Anyway, this is a long video. I just wanted to kind of hit a little bit to give you a pre-energy of the Cupcakke concert. Have y'all been seeing that energy with the little baby named Zoe and this white man that's a convicted criminal, and they out here giving black babies to criminals and to people who were in jail for sexual assault? So we back at that again of putting our black children with these criminals and gay people who are not right. Did y'all see that shit with Charleston White back in the day when he was trying to be a mentor? He's a hack. As we're distracted, we're now watching people like Charleston White, how they didn't build him up, and he's a hack. That man that went from one phase to another phase, right? We're not seeing the energies with Keyless. Seeing the energies, with Keyless. That she has this product out, this food, and this man tried her food. And basically, so many words said it was nasty. He was trying to be nice. He tasted her pie and her alcohol beverage and her beef jerky. Stop buying this shit from these people. I bought this. This is Skims. This shit is cheap as fuck, and it's supposed to be cotton. I put this shit on and my nail hit it. 2 hoes are already in this shit. Don't buy skims. Don't be buying this shit from these people. We don't know what's going on. I was cracking up when I seen the way he was acting over Keela's food. But furthermore, I want to loop back to the Zoe child with being housed and adopted by a criminal. What do we want to do about that one? Yeah, the man name is Chris Holmes Hill, who adopted the black baby Zoe. So they're giving black children, because of this whole drug issue and illegal adoption, they're giving them to interesting people again. I guess we'll have another murder-suicide like them lesbians who killed those children. And you know, there's a fat fetish that people like to sit up and watch fat people eat like a pig, with children in the video now, with fat kids in the video. Do you know that's a fetish? Fat kids in videos? People get off on that. What's going on with Mary J. Blige? I was looking at her track was showing her, and they're alleging that she had her eyes done. Is this really Mary J. Blige? Because Mary J. Blige be having herself together. I don't know who this woman is. You know they out here talking about that Papoose is a Looney Tunes. And maybe that's why Remy Ma had to get away from him. He's a specimen. Anyway, this is Weird Renegade Witches Blog. Hit us up when you want some real motherfucking work done.